All right, ladies and germs. My name is Michael Bridgman, and you are here for the Profitable Promotions Workshop. Our house is slowly but surely filling here into this workshop, and I'm super excited to be here with you guys. I have some really wicked content to work our way through and actually roll up our sleeves and get some results from. This is not just some, guru kind of sitting from, it's not a guru, that's for sure, but this isn't any of those types of things where I'm just sitting here from a far distance and pitching a bunch of stuff at you guys and a bunch of concepts and not giving you practical guidance and advice. So this is going to be a workshop, meaning I hope you got your pens and your paper ready. I know Mark's back in his beautiful office there. It looks great back there, my friend. So he is ready to rock and roll. And we are going to be doing some fantastic stuff as we really do roll up our sleeves and get to work on building you an actual profit making promotion for your business. By a show of thumbs up, who would love that? At the end of the workshop, they've actually got some clear and concise ideas exactly on how to build something that they can accelerate with, they can push forward with, and it actually makes them money and does it quickly in the sense that they can use this cash to grow their business and get paid to grow. Because that, my friends, is the whole idea, right? So getting people to just post what it is that they do here in the chat, which is great. We've got people coming in from all across North America here, New York. We've got Ontario. We've got all over British Columbia, of course, which is where I'm from, because I'm from just outside of Vancouver, BC. I'm in White Rock, beautiful White Rock, British Columbia, right near the beach. And then we've got people all the way over from Denmark, and I think we might even have some people from London joining us. Gigi's down in Florida, so that's fantastic. So we have a good stretch. I have one of my dreaded rivals. We have Phil's here from Boston. So being a Vancouver guy, I can't like Boston. It's just not in my genetic code. I'm real sorry, Phil. It can't happen. It's not going to work. Um, so I am ready to get rock and rolling here and get started. And I want to start off with something that's really critical because a lot of us, especially, and I was this way too, I got really confused when it came to marketing and growing my business. So just by putting a yes in the comment section here below, who here has felt really confused and basically overwhelmed with how to grow their business in an effective way in the past? Who's done that? Bente's raising her hand. Ivy's from Laclahash. Nice. Mark says yes. Al says yes. Okay. Yep. Yep. All right. And the tricky part, you guys, is that I think we as human beings love to make things a little more complicated than they actually are. You ever feel that way? Like something should be relatively simple and you kind of spice it up a little bit more than it really needs to be. I've certainly experienced that. I'm sure you have too. And so marketing really comes down to one real, like just this really simple statement that I love from Jay Abraham. And he says there's only three ways to grow your business. You increase the customers, you increase the transaction value, or you just increase the frequency. Like, and I know that sounds kind of rudimentary, right? Like that sounds like, well, yeah, obviously, Michael. But the fact is we make things sometimes more complicated than it actually has to be, right? And what we're going to talk about today is the nuts and bolts of building business. To me, entrepreneurs, you guys are artists, okay? Right? Eason is building a company out of nothing. He's carving it into existence. Nancy's doing the same thing. Mark's doing the same thing. Drinka's doing the same thing. You guys have an idea. You have a client that you want to serve, a person whose life you want to change. Am I right? And what you're doing is you're really carving into existence from nothing, from the ether, right? Like Michelangelo carving David from the stone. Your job is to keep chiseling away at your business until David is before you. And sometimes we make that process far more complex than it has to be, when really deep down, we need the hammer, we need the chisel, we need the file, and we need to polish it. And what we're going to talk about today are those core fundamentals, okay? So is everybody with me on this? By show of thumbs, is everybody with me on this? Like we're going to talk about the basic building blocks of how this is going to work, right? How do you stay in profit? How do you effectively build an offer that moves people? How do you get their attention? An offer without attention really ain't worth doing, right? So how do you get these things to happen? And how do you get these things to happen in a systematic way, in a rhythmic way that you can trust? To know that you can put together a promotion today, like get the rudimentary building blocks of it today, you can put it into play when it's finalized next week, and it can actually start producing you results. That's what we're looking for. Okay? That's what this workshop is all about. But that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here to do. I would love to hear from you guys. If you open up your microphones just for a minute, okay, just 2 minutes here, and we'll hear from you guys. What would you love out of today's workshop? If we get to the end, okay, we are, 2 hours away. So we're at 11 o'clock Pacific time. So an hour and 48 minutes from now. What would you love to have finished, done at your fingertips? How would you love to feel? So, what would you love to have, and what would you love to feel in an hour and 48 minutes? I'd love to hear from you guys. Who's open to sharing what they would like to get out of this workshop? Eason says clarity and an action plan. Love it. I'm writing some of these things down. Clarity and oh, hang on a second. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Let's do it this way. I've got a fun thing I can do, you guys. Here, I have a very funky whiteboard tool. There we go. Let's do that. All right. So, can everybody, by show of thumbs up, can everybody see that okay?
No. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. So, Eason is after clarity and action. Okay, excellent. What else we got? Anybody else? You can open your microphones, you guys, but I'm also certainly, you can type it in if that's where you're more comfortable. That's totally fine. Mark wants to the how-to that is related to my business and target market. Yeah. Yeah, isn't that important? How to for my market. What else we got? Promotions that are effective. Yeah, pardon my writing here, you guys, as I relearn this tool. Effective promos. Okay, good. Learn to bring customers. Yeah, bring the customers. For sure. Love it, Ivy. Thank you. Uh, Sorry, you guys. Zoom is doing something bizarre. Okay, there we go. That's better. What else? Prioritize. Yeah. Yes, Nancy, isn't that important, right? If everything is a priority, nothing is a priority, right? Prioritize. Beautiful. Okay. Bill's looking for effective promotions that engage. Good stuff, you guys. Very good. What else we got? Anybody else want something like super specific, super that they're like, okay, this is exactly what I'm looking for from this workshop. If I could feel this way at the end of our 2 hours together, I would want to feel, or I would want to know these things or have these things. What else we got? And as I said, feel free, you guys, if somebody wants to jump on a microphone, you can do it that way too. That's totally fine. Okay. It looks like kind of that gives us maybe sort of a good barrage or a good sort of perspective here on what we're talking about. So we're talking about getting clarity and having good action. Yeah, earnings versus expenses for sure, Ivy. Yeah, I'll put that in there. You know what's great is that we're literally going to be talking about how to make sure of that earning versus expenses. And I've got some cool things to help you guys with to make sure that happens. Can everybody hear me okay? Just want to make sure everybody can hear me okay. Everybody's good? We got it? Okay, cool. Okay, so clarity of action, how to for your specific market that Mark was talking about. That's great. Effective promos, like what's actually going to work. Yep, how to bring the customers. Love that one. Prioritize. Yes, absolutely. What is actually important to do? Because so often we get mixed up in the things that aren't that important. How to build engagement.
Not
Yep.
actually proving
Yep.
anything.
And oh, hang on a second, you guys. Let me just do some muting here. There we go. And then earnings versus expenses. Yeah, absolutely. You want to know, I mean, the fact of the matter is, everybody, is that if we don't um, if we don't prioritize making sure that there's money at the end of the day, right? Our landlords, our families can't eat on vibes. Okay, that's not what puts food on the table, right? I have a saying here where revenue is vanity, profit is family, right? Profit is for your family. And so the fact is that we need to make sure that we are doing what we're doing in a profitable way. And that's a big part of what we're going to focus on today. Now, some of you probably have no idea who I am. Some of you have known me for a little while. So, if I may, by show of thumbs up, can I just briefly let the people who don't know who I am very much, just why I can be of service to them? Is everybody cool with that? If I just briefly mention why that is? Okay. So, thank you guys for that, by the way. Ultimately, I've been an entrepreneur for nearly 20 years. So it started back in 2006. I built a restaurant, which of course, well, I started helping with a restaurant and then got offered shares and ownership of a restaurant that, restaurant business is kind of tough, so it didn't wind up working out. But like a lot of people, I sort of stumbled into my entrepreneurial journey, right? I didn't, this path chose me as much as I chose it. And I wound up really helping my mom. That's how this got really going, is that she has a pet business that I now co-own with her, and it was really really struggling. And in 2008 I took over the pet business, and that was my first big success. If you can imagine, when I took it over, you guys, it was in a tough situation. It was doing about $300,000 in revenue, and it had $120,000 in debt to the Canadian government. It was in a rough spot. And for anybody who has debt with the CRA before, it is interest and penalties almost on a minute by minute basis. It feels as those things go up and up and up, right? So, long story short, we fixed all that stuff, wound up building a seven-figure company out of the pet business, which is kind of unheard of, to be honest, unless you're a big chain. And that prompted me going into serving other businesses. And I had to come to a big realization. And the reason that I was able to move forward is that big realization was that my marketing sucked. It was terrible. It wasn't working. It was this huge frustration in my company. We built it to about $750,000 in revenue, and at the end of the day, we had 2 grand in profit. Imagine working a whole year doing $750,000 in business, and you had $2,000 left over at the end of the year. It was awful. And a big part of it was this massive black hole in my company that was marketing, something I was pouring into, but not really getting the results back. And so I wanted to fix that. And I had to go get outside help. I had to find experts. And I learned from those people, and it changed everything for me. And it's been a huge journey cutting into the other side. And I wound up getting the opportunity to coach other businesses. So in 2017, I started coaching other businesses for another local business coach, and we did some great work together. And then, unfortunately, COVID hit, and things changed for him, changed for me. But in that period of time, I was able to coach thousands and teach thousands of business owners about planning, marketing, sales, and wound up sharing the stage with some awesome people like Colin Sprake, Les Brown. I'm a founding member of the Napoleon Hill Institute, which is a very near and dear to my heart. And in the last 4 years, you guys, since COVID kind of stopped and we were able to get back to normal, I hung my shingle out as a business consultant and coach on the marketing side, and I've helped hundreds of businesses ever since. And that's why I'm here for you today. Is my specialty is helping local businesses, right? Businesses that want to serve their local community actually get the type of traction that they deserve and that they want with their marketing. So, by show of thumbs up, is that kind of the situation that you find yourself in? A local business that wants some more traction, that wants to get some great results? Then perfect. Okay. So, the first thing in our workshop that we're going to do today is we're going to define your LTV. So is anybody familiar with that term? If you know what that term is, put it in the comments section here, put it in the chat section. Does anybody know what your LTV is? LTV. Who knows what LTV stands for? Long-term value, you're very close, my friend. Pretty much. Yep, that's the gist of it. Yeah. LTV. Long-term value is a great way to put it, Phil. Or as we in the marketing biz like to put it, you call it the lifetime value. Okay? So the lifetime value of a client. What is the lifetime value of a client for you? Okay? So understanding what this is helps us clarify why we're marketing, helps us clarify what type of resources we have at our disposal, and ultimately shows us what the value of acquiring a client actually is to our business. By show of thumbs up, does that make sense, everybody? Right? Understanding what the lifetime value is of a client? Okay, perfect. So, what I want to do is I want you guys to quickly calculate what you think the lifetime value of a client is. That's our first task today. What is the lifetime value of a client? And you might be thinking to yourself, oh my, like, how the hell do I know that? How do I know that? Right? Well, the fact is lifetime value is a lot simpler to define than you might think. Now, for some of you, this is going to require a little bit of guesstimating, as we'll call it. Okay? But essentially, lifetime value is very straightforward. It is dollar per transaction. Whoa. Come on, pen. There we go. Dollar per transaction times how many transactions. Okay. So, very simply, dollar, come on, dollar per sale times how many sales. All right. That's what LTV is. So, for example, I have, my business is in the pet business. Right now, the lifetime value of a client is in around $2,300, 2,350 is the lifetime value of a client. So LTV is 2,350. Now the way I get there, right, is that we have a client come in, they approximately spend $60 per transaction. It's just slightly less than that. It's about 58. But they go $60 per sale. And most clients come back to the business, right? If we can get them repeated and keep coming back, they come back to the business about 30, well, 38.5 times, which gives us, if I do I'm trying to remember these numbers off the top of my head here, but quick math for me. Yeah, 2310. Making us all do math very early in the morning here. How does that feel, everybody? Ivy's like, oh goodness, what are you making me do here? What are you making me do? Okay, so lifetime value, dollar per transaction, okay, times how many transactions. So what this really means is how much are they spending per sale and how many sales are they going to make is lifetime value. So in my case in the pet business, if I legitimately acquire a client and keep them coming back, we make about $60 per sale, right? Times 38 and a half sales, right? Which is how my pet business, you guys, gets to serving about 21 to 23,000 visits a year in Abbotsford. We just keep stacking these visits on top. Okay, so now real quick, any questions about lifetime value? Because I'm going to give you guys a minute here to calculate what you think your lifetime value is. So any questions about lifetime value? Yes, Nancy.
With regards to a service that may only last a certain length of time based on my business, what you know about,
Hmm.
how would I calculate that? Because they may only need me the one time,
The
or they
one
may
cycle.
keep extending that.
Yeah. So this is all averages. So if you assume, okay, that's how I get to 38.5 or so visits,
Hmm.
right, without getting too granular with the number. But um, that's how you start to go, okay, we got a client that comes in, they get this service, a certain number of them are going to get the next step, right? The next service, and a certain number of them might even get the next service after that, right? And so, what is the lifetime value of that exact client, right? And we're not necessarily right now. I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty of amortizing that lifetime value over a certain number of years. That really gets into the weeds, and we don't need to go there. This is just a matter of understanding what acquiring a client actually means to you and the value. So, Nancy, if you figure that you get 10 clients and six of them buy one service, two of them buy two services, and two of them buy three services, right? You're basically now averaging out that's six, that's 10, that's 16 services, right, over the course of 10 clients. So 1.6 visits. See how I did that real fast, right? Like just 1.6 or so visits, and the average value they're spending is X amount of dollars, right? Divided by the 16 services. Would it be helpful, you guys, if I quickly did that? If I just showed what that would look like mathematically, just by show of hands, would that be helpful if I did that and just said, okay, here's a number of services played out over a certain number of visits? I'll just use a simple company like Nancy's, for example. Does that work for everybody? Okay. Because these are the numbers, you guys. As I said, the whole process here is to make sure that you're actually getting some real numbers for you. So let me jump over to my screen here. Okay, so we're going to use Nancy's business as an example. Okay, so Nancy,
Yep.
what's the cost? What's the value of the first service you would offer? What would you charge somebody? Very first.
That is I think it's 1,500.
Okay, gotcha. Do you have a second service that they would buy?
Yeah, it's an upgrade from that, and I'm just guessing a number because I haven't really calculated. It would be probably about 2,200.
Okay. And do you have a
Oh,
third or is it just the two?
just a two for now.
Okay, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this with 10 customers.
Okay.
Okay. So six buy one service, four buy two. All right. So very quickly, we've got 10 customers. So that's going to give us 15,000, right?
Hmm.
10 customers into here. So that gives us the 15,000.
Right.
And then we have six customers buying the 2,200 one as well. So that gives us rough math, that is 13,200, right? So this is 28,200.
And divide by.
And then you simply divide that by the number of transactions. So number of transactions is 16, right?
Yeah.
So I can do some basic math, but not the full. So 15, so we got 28,200 divided by 16. So this is 17,000 or 1,700. Whoop, whoop. 200 and no, 1,762. Wow. Can't type. Here we go. Hang on a second, everyone. $1,762. Right?
Hmm.
So lifetime value of a client, Nancy, is 1,762.
Okay. Okay.
Right?
Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, the other way you can look at this too, that's lifetime value of a client per transaction. You could look at it too as also going into the 28. So, lifetime value of a client would be actually 28,000 or 2820.
Right.
So, this is your LTV right here.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make sense, everybody? What we just did for Nancy there, real quick?
Yeah. Thank you.
By show of thumbs up, is that clear? In a food truck setting, customers coming and going, how should I calculate that? Yeah. So basically, what you want to do, Ivy, is you want to have the fact that how many clients do you expect to serve in that spot on a daily basis, right? So if You're not looking to acquire a like single client. It's a little bit different for you, right? You're not going to acquire a single client. What you're looking to figure out is what's the lifetime value of clients as a whole, right? So how
Okay.
many times would I expect them to be coming back to my food truck if it's in these specific locations, right? And then multiply that over the number of what the value that you actually get per transaction.
Okay.
Yeah. In your case, quite often, Ivy, you just want to know what my value is per time they come and they buy,
Yeah.
right? So you're looking at customer acquisition as a whole almost rather than as an individual, right?
Okay.
Whereas in Nancy's case or probably Mark's case with larger sale purchases, you can literally go, I acquire one client. This is what one client's value is to me. Whereas in your spot, it's like I'm acquiring clients en masse and this is what their value is.
Okay. So should I do it like day by day?
Yeah,
And cut.
so I would,
Okay.
in your case, I would just want to know, rather than lifetime value of a client, I would want to know what my average sale is
Okay.
in your case, right? What's your average purchase value?
I don't know. Like so, there are days that I make. There are days that I make $300, and other days that I can make $1,000.
Yeah,
It depends on the day and the event.
totally.
But I don't know. It's actually is a mess
Okay.
because it's prepping, cooking, um, like serving, and so at the end of the day, I just end up with a bunch of money.
Yeah.
So I don't, but then
Not a bad thing.
that's why I was saying like earnings versus expense, because then from that bunch of money I go and have to get more supplies.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, no, it's a
Yep.
mess.
So that's why we want to. You're in a great spot then, Ivy, here today because using what we're going to talk about today, you can start breaking down that mess, as you call it, into some specific chunks that you can then dive into and understand.
Yeah.
Right? So really what we want to do is what is the average client spending on a daily basis? So if you make $300, how many sales was that? Right? Was it 30
Yeah.
sales?
Okay.
Was it 25 sales? If you made $1,000, how many sales was that? Right? And just find out what is the average spend for a customer coming to your food truck.
Okay.
Michelle, you have a question.
Yeah, I was just wondering if is that based on the actual sales or the amount of commission that you would earn from that sale?
Amount of sales. Commissions is a margin question.
Okay,
Yeah. So this is amount of the actual sale.
got it. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Mark says my target's an average contract of 850 grand. Yeah, and from there I'm calculating how many contracts per year to meet our targets, including growth targets. Yes, absolutely, buddy. Yep. And do you get so the question becomes in your case, my friend, is over the course of the next 5 to 10 years after they buy, do they buy again? Are there some clients that come back to you, or is it more of a one-time purchase? Because if there's some clients that come back to you, the lifetime value of a client is actually higher than 850 grand. It's more because they're technically coming back again.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. I'm not really calculating or expecting them to come back to me within 5 years. It might be 10 years, it might be 15 years, but what I'm
Mm-hmm.
more anticipating is getting referrals out of those
There you go.
contracts and clients. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And so, and for larger contracts like this, when I've dove in and we've kind of unpacked like one on one and we're working on how what their lifetime value is, I've often done that. Gone, okay, what's the average referral rate? So acquiring a client with marketing, not necessarily referral, but a marketing, right? I can invest, X amount of dollars because that client will also probably refer me. Every three of them I get another referral, right? So they're actually worth more than what I think they are. They're worth not 850, they're actually worth 1.1 million because they often refer a client.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Great way to look at it. Okay. I want you guys to take 60 seconds. Okay. So trust your instincts. Some of you want to get really nitty gritty about this, which is fine, but I want you to trust your instincts, my friends, and define what the lifetime value is of a client. When you acquire a client, what's the lifetime value? Ivy, in your case, what is the average spend for a customer that comes to your food truck? Right? Don't worry about lifetime value. It's tougher in the food industry that way. But what is the actual average transaction value for a customer?
Would you include if that customer refers?
Yep. Because the reason we're doing this, you guys, is so that you have a concept of what it's worth to invest in your marketing. That's the whole point, right? A lot of companies don't want to invest that much in their marketing, but they realize they're cutting off their nose to spite their face because how are they going to get the client that's going to make them the referrals, right? Relying on referrals all the time can be dangerous. It can be tricky. You have feast or famine.
So what
Okay,
I'm
so
doing in here is, I'm sorry,
yeah,
for example, if they come, because they don't come by themselves, they come with family or with a partner or friends or whatever. So in the group, they live like from 35 to $70. Um, yeah, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud.
yeah. So just average per person, Ivy. That's
Per
what I want you to
person.
focus on.
Okay.
Average per person. And then once you've got a lifetime value, just put in the chat, got it. Just type in
Yeah.
got it or done in the comment section. Perfect. Thank you, Shanna. Good, good, good. Excellent. All right, we're getting some duns. Love it. Very important number to understand. Even if it's just contextual, you guys. Even it doesn't have to be ornate, doesn't have to be crazy crystal clear at the moment. It's one you're going to want to know, obviously, in a clear way. But just having that understanding is important. All right. Good, 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 good. Okay. Okay, we're getting lots of duns. Give you guys another 30 seconds here. Okay. Now we have to touch on a topic, you guys, that's very near and dear to my heart. So for those who are familiar with my work, you know that I love specificity. I adore specificity. Specificity of niche, specificity of offer, everything else. And so one of the things that I find with a lot of local business owners is they've been in business for a while and they tend to start to broaden out what it is they offer and what it is they talk about, right? Easton's been in marketing for a little while. I'm sure he can relate to this because he hears it from his own clients too, right? We start to broaden the spectrum, right? And it's like the restaurant that is really good at pasta, and suddenly they go, oh, but it's an Italian restaurant, so let's do some pizza. Oh, it's an Italian restaurant, so let's suddenly do some really swanky seafood. And suddenly they were doing pasta, but they've broadened out their menu so much that it becomes kind of a mishmash, right? You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like suddenly what gets broad gets a little bit diluted. So, what I want to talk quickly and briefly about, you guys, is your core offer. Okay. There's a great quote from Stephen Covey where he says, if the ladder is not leaning against the right wall, then every single step that you take is just getting you to the wrong place and doing it faster. So I want to make sure that you are building your profitable promotion around the correct core offer. Okay, by show of thumbs up. Is everybody good with that, right? Clear core offer. All right. So what does that exactly look like? So for me, a core offer has three specific things. Okay. And it has to have these three specific things. Okay, you guys? It has got to make you, there we go. It's got to make you great money. Your core offer has to be something that you can make profit on if that's the only thing that you sell. Okay? It has to make you great money. Profitable, strong margins in your core offer is critical. Absolutely critical. It has to be something that you can systemize. But quickly, by a show of hands here, who would love to own a business they don't actually have to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Would anybody like that? Where it's actually not the thing that's pulling at them all the time? Okay. So the fact is systemization is critical. I remember Colin Sprake and I were doing this. We were doing these big coaching sessions where we'd invite people to his house and they would come over. And it was amazing to me how many business owners would be uncomfortable systemizing their genius, right? They were fantastic at something. I am sure Michelle, Darinka, Eason, right? Al, you guys are all fabulous at what it is that you do, right? By show of hands, are you fabulous at what you do? Are you fantastic at it? You have a zone of genius, right? So the fact is, though, is that in order to build your business properly, you need to start systemizing that zone of genius, finding ways of structuring how your business works so that you're not the one who has to jump on the hamster wheel every single time and run like crazy to make something happen. Because and for those who are clients of mine, you guys know this. I'm very blunt when it comes to this stuff because I care about you. And the fact is self-employed is different than business ownership. Right? When you're self-employed, you're having to do a lot of this work for you. The onus comes and falls on you often. And a lot of local business owners get trapped in the idea that they're a business owner, but technically the business owns them. They don't own the business. Right? And they become self-employed. And what I want to encourage you guys to do is as you grow your company, think about how you can systemize your core offer so that you're no longer so self-employed as it grows. Okay, just by a quick show of thumbs up. Does that work for everybody? It's just what we're talking about is coming from that place for you from me. Okay, like my pet business. So I won't get into the details, but I had some health challenges earlier this year. I literally did not go into my pet business for months in Abbotsford. So I couldn't. And the sheer fact of the matter is it pumped out, you know, I don't know, $350 to $400,000 in revenue over the course of 3 months. I didn't have to go into that store. I didn't brush a single dog. I didn't talk to a single customer. I didn't sell a single package of raw food. And I was not the guy who was back there in doggy daycare watching all the dogs run around and play. Wasn't me. And I don't say that to brag about it. I say that to go, that's what systems can do for you. It's because I've systemized the things that work really well in the business and we know what our core offer is. Okay, good. All right. So, core offer. It has to make great money. It has to be systemized. And it's what you want to be known for. Whoa. It's what you want to be known for. I can't, me writing on this thing is being hilarious today. There we go. I got a new pen and it is sensitive. What you want to be known for. In other words, when someone's walking down the street and they see you, this is what you want them to say. This is what you want them to know that you do. This is what you are known for as a business. Okay? So, ultimately, what I would like you to do is finish this statement. All right? So, our core offer is blank. What is it? What's your core offer? What is it you do? Okay. Our core offer is blank. What's the product? What's the service that is the core offer of what you do? This is the one thing that you sell rhythmically over and over and over again. This is the one thing that is your core crux offer that you sell repeatedly. Okay. What is the core offer? For some of you, this is easy. For some of you, this is super easy, right? For some of you, it's more complicated. But defining it, getting specific about it is crucial. Pardon me. And once you've done it, just put it in the chat, you guys. Put it in the chat. What is that core offer? Finish the sentence. Our core offer is... Yes, Payal, go ahead. Am I saying that right, Payal?
Yes, Payal.
Payal, perfect. Yes. Welcome.
Thank you so much. So I'm just starting out, thinking ahead of the work that I'm going to do. So it's more about spreading awareness and information, and that will be packaged into a service in some way. So I'm
Okay.
just thinking, yeah. So basically the work is going to be talking to businesses about how social value is created. So it's more about uh, doing like, for example, public speaking engagements and stuff.
Okay.
So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm still trying to craft what offer is going to be, and
Okay.
looking at things. So do you have any like suggestions? Am I too early, or am I right to think about it now? Because I'm going to kind of build on that.
Okay. So I'm going to um I'm going to help you by actually using what we're getting in the chat, Payal.
Okay.
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 So here we go. And this is so good, you guys. Now, once again, my clients know that I can tend to be a little bit on the nose and blunt at times, right? Because I care about you and I want you to get results faster. And so don't mind me if I step on some toes to go, look, guys, this is like we're getting into the weeds on something rather than getting it clear. Okay, is everybody good with that? I just want to make sure. Like, I love to have fun and everything else, but sometimes it's like no, let's get specific. Like let's narrow this down. Is everybody good with that? Just I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything. Okay, cool, good. I do it from a place of absolute love and adoration. Okay, so I love this. So Lisa says my core offer is high vibe lifestyle with your pup. Cool. That's great. But what is it, Lisa? So the question becomes is we're digging into something. Yes, as she says, is this too esoteric? Yes, it is. Because on the outside, I don't know what it is. Right? Like we had in our group chat for the business, we've got a whole bunch of my clients are all in a Facebook Messenger chat, and we were addressing each other's logos yesterday in a very good conversation. And of course, vagueness means that the person on the other side, the customer, has trouble moving forward. Remember, Payal, your entire marketing, the whole reason to market is to do three things. Okay? You want them to know you, like you, trust you. And
Hmm.
frankly, the like you part is kind of irrelevant. I've bought from plenty of people that I don't like very much in my life, but I know who they are and I trust they're going to
Hmm.
deliver the results, right?
Hmm.
So the fact is your marketing is there to make sure that a customer knows you and trusts you. Trust is built on clarity.
Hmm.
Confusion is mistrust. Please write this
Hmm.
down, you guys. Confusion equals mistrust.
Hmm.
And that is the one thing, especially when you're marketing, you don't want to have happen. Confusion equals mistrust. So Ivy's got, right, best enchiladas and Mexican food around. So I would state this, Ivy, and I would say our core offer is the best enchiladas and Mexican food around. I would make that's your statement. I know what it is that you do, right? In Lisa's case, I love what she's saying. I mean, I'm a dog guy, so I totally love it. But I would say, do you offer training classes? Right? My core offer is high vibe lifestyle with your pup, but I don't know what that is, if you know what I mean, right?
Okay, so can I ask you?
Yeah. Fire away.
Okay, so how can I, because it's a variety of things, okay,
Mm.
so how can I narrow that down? So I work with for straight up, I work with a phenomenal network marketing company that has a holistic program.
Yep.
I love dogs, and that's my thing. So I've incorporated all of this I did it with my own dog, and it's that lifestyle, it's non-toxic living, it's
Yep.
building that connection and that bond. I also do holistic health and wellness with the dog, and I'm a dog trainer.
Okay. So you're a perfect example, Lisa, of what I was mentioning, right? Like we build a business and we kind of bolt all these stuff into it because we see remember, the client looks at just the tip of an iceberg. This is my problem. I'm looking at just the tip of the iceberg. You
Okay.
see the whole iceberg.
Yes.
So right? And you know what? We're going to actually keep going here because part of the rest of the process here, what we're about to talk about, is probably going to help you a ton as far as defining this is concerned. But the fact is that Drinka here says our core offer is raw pet food. I know exactly what she does. She sells raw pet food. Full stop. Right? We've got Mark here. Our core offer is to effectively managing new home construction or major renovation from concept to completion for our client with precision and peace of mind. Love what you're saying here, buddy. It's just long, right? Your core offer is new home construction or major renovations. Done. We don't need the rest of it yet. You will get there, but we don't need it yet.
So would I narrow it down to like a holistic lifestyle, or even take it lower than that to I help you switch out your toxins in your home to start with?
Yeah, so to answer this question for you specifically, Lisa, I would ask you if you could sell one thing. If I said you have permission to sell one thing for the next 12 months, that's it. You get to sell one item, one service, one product. That's it. That's what your core offer would be.
The High Vibe Clean Kit.
There you go. Now you know what it is.
Okay.
Does that work, you guys? Yeah? Is that helpful? Right? And this is
now, can I ask you another question, because this is something I'm dealing with?
Okay, so you got just a few seconds because we got to keep
and then
going.
and then I'm done. So this is fantastic, because when you have one thing, then you hone in on it, and then all the other stuff peppers in as you draw in your clientele.
See, look at you gorgeously answer your own question. I don't even have to be here. Don't worry, we didn't get that recorded. We saw it, but we didn't get it recorded.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll mute now.
Yeah. But that's my point, you guys, is clarity, Payal, of what it is that you do. Like, here is the thing that I'm selling, right? So the core part of Just About Pets' business, like my mom and I's company, is dog grooming. I would love it to be nutritional consultation, but it's not that. Mm-hmm. Right? Nutrition is required for these dogs to live healthy, but frankly, it's secondary to what actually makes the business hum and roll, right? We do $2,000 almost every single day in just dog grooming. That is our core business. If I was pretending that it was the $1,000 in raw food that we sell every day, I would be fooling myself, because that's not the truth. I market and the reason we're doing this, you guys, is when you're building your promotion, you focus on the freaking core offer. Stop focusing on the other shit. It doesn't work for you. It's not going to work for you. You can't make it profitably sing. It's distraction from getting the results that you really want. Right? Put a different way. Spin the one plate really, really well before starting to spin the others. You know those people that spin the plates, right? And then they run to the next stick and they spin the next plate, right? You can't spin two at the same time. You got to spin one. Get it really humming. Get it really systemized. Whoop, then go to the next one. Does that help, Payal?
Yes, absolutely. So I'm thinking my core offer is to talk to businesses about social value creation, and then I'll stop. What actually would be the business part, training or engagements, is separate, but this is what I do.
Cool. Good. You got your answer. Love it. Okay. So the next phase of this, you guys, okay, is defining the customer's transformation. Okay, I'm going to get, once again, I love it. I'm getting comfortable enough, you guys, that I can be blunt, which is great. Okay. Most of us think about ourselves rather than our clients when we're doing our marketing. We consider we're all tuned into the same radio station. Okay. Write this down. We're all tuned into the same radio station, WIIFM. All my clients that are in here already know what I'm talking about. All right. We're all tuned into the same radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? Right? That's why you guys are here. You're in it for you. You're here for something, right? You're attending Michael's workshop. Somebody invited you. You saw my ad, where, however it is that you're here, but you're here to get something from me, correct? Show a thumbs up. Everybody good with that? Yep. Cool. I'm here for the same reason, right? I'm in the marketing business. This is what I do. I'm going to fill a room full of business owners that need some marketing help. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to help them to demonstrate that we have value to you. So maybe you want to apply to do business with me. We're all tuned into the same thing. If we're all understanding that, that's great. Okay. So your clients are watching you. Your clients want to engage with you. Mark's clients want to buy from him, okay, because of what's in it for them, not what's in it for Mark. And so when Mark's marketing, when Mark is marketing his business, right? He has to talk about what the transformation is that his clients get. Please stop talking about the features of what it is that you do and what it is that you offer. And please stop even talking about the benefits of it. Those things don't work. They're old, they're antiquated, they're outdated. And marketers are going to say, talk about the features and the benefits. I want to simplify it for you. Can I simplify this for you? Because we're going to talk about one specific thing. Okay? All right, everybody, please write this down. You are going to talk about the transformation. That's what we're in for. What is the transformation that you offer? How are you transforming their life? They
Right.
are one way before they buy your product or service. They are a different way afterwards. And here's the beauty of this, my friends. Your offer, okay, your core offer, what it is that you do, how you've defined it, okay, it transforms their life in only one of three ways. Isn't that great? We only do this in one of three ways because everybody, see, this is what I'm getting at. We make things way more complicated than it has to be. Okay. Whoa. Did this just flip over? What over here? Wow. Bear with me a moment, everybody. I've got to get back to my, there we go. Okay. One of three ways. You either make them happier, you make them healthier, or you make them wealthier. That's it. Okay. Every core offer does one of those three things, doesn't it? You're either making their life happier, you're making it healthier, or you're making it wealthier. And here's the beauty of that. I would bet that even in Mark's case, where he's doing a home renovation, we can figure out a way to market his business from any of those three angles, can't we? Do the home renovation. It's going to make you happier. Do the home renovation. It's going to give you healthier relationships with your family. Do the home renovation. It's going to increase the value of your home. It's going to make you wealthier. So when you're doing your marketing, when you're talking about how it is that you're going to do what you do, you take your core offer and you fold it into its transformation for the client on one of those three levels. That's it. So, Ivy, how does your beautiful Mexican food make someone's life happier? Right? You don't have to answer the question, but I'm just saying, like, that's where your marketing comes from. Are we all on the same page with this, right? When you're building out this promotion, because the second half of the workshop, we get into the nuts and bolts, we start really building. Okay. But we need to have these core concepts in place so that when you're putting the promotional concepts together, you've got, okay, I want to make my client's life X. Is it happier? Is it healthier? Or is it wealthier? What is the transformation that you're getting the client to do, that you're offering? And as I said, you could find a way to pick all three, or to pick any of the three, I should say. But you want to focus on the one that you believe makes the most sense for your client. So when you look at your core offer, okay, when you look at your core offer, I want you to go, which one does it fall into? Am I making my client happier? Am I making them healthier? Or am I making them wealthier? And I want you to write that in the chat. Okay. Our core offer makes a client happier, healthier, wealthier. Ivy says happier. Gigi says happier. Perfect. Good. Nancy says happier. Lots of people are making their lives happier. That's good. Hey, happier, happier, happier. Oh, guys, you guys are all coming from the same angle. I want to use them all. You can, Mark, but you can only use one at a time. That's the key. One per promotion, you guys. If I find out that you use more than one promotion, I'm going to come over and kick you in the shins. Okay, one per promotion. That's it. Lisa says healthier. Absolutely. Yeah. Remember, I said off the hop, you guys, we don't want to make this too complicated. You can get into the real weeds with marketing. As and Easton's on here. He's a buddy of mine. He's been in marketing a long time too. He can attest to the fact that you can go down rabbit holes of marketing that takes you years to pull your butt out of. Right? Like it can go deep. But for us business owners that want to be able to do something today, get results tomorrow, we need structure and we need the basics, right? Just because you can walk, like some players can walk in and wire a puck top corner, top shelf on the ice rink, doesn't mean that's the way all of us should be operating. Just be able to pass the puck or shoot the puck in the general direction is what we're after here. Okay? I don't want you to get stuck in your heads. Truth is, I lead with happier, yet all those areas benefit for longer term with me. Yeah, absolutely. Healthier equals happier. It could, Al, in some cases. Yeah, you know what? But the fact is we don't want marketing to get complex. Remember? Right? Confusion equals mistrust. Confusion bad equals mistrust. Marketing is building a bridge, okay? Your customer is on Pain Island. Imagine this. They're on Pain Island. They're frustrated. They're over here. They're suffering from whatever it is that your product solves. Ivy, they're hungry and they want good Mexican food. That's Pain Island for them, okay? In Mark's case, they're looking at their house and they're not happy with what it looks like. They want a renovation, right? They want to redo this or build a new one, whatever it is, Mark. But you get my sense. They're on Pain Island. They're frustrated. You are on Paradise Island. You have the solution. You've got the product, in Ivy's case, beautiful Mexican food. You've got the service, aka Mark's amazing work within the construction industry, right? Your job in your marketing is to build a bridge, okay, from Pain Island to Paradise Island. That's your job. And that bridge is built of trust. It's a bridge of trust. They have to be aware of the bridge that exists, and they have to trust that they're going to walk across it and they're going to get to you. And some people, you guys, they're going to race across the bridge. They're going to sprint at you. Some people are going to crawl towards you. Some people are going to ignore the fact that you've built the bridge for a year before they actually start walking across it, right? Our job is to build the bridge and maintain the bridge and never let it fall. That's what marketing does for you. Does that make sense, everybody? Does that analogy work for y'all? Okay. So, happier, healthier, or wealthier. It's one of those three. Andrew says wealthier. Love it. Cool. Now, we got just 2 more minutes here, and then we're going to take a quick break as I need some water if anybody needs a potty break. Once we come back, you guys, we're going to dive into the profit calculator, and we'll get to building out your actual profitable promotion itself. So everybody good with that? We're going to get into the real nuts and bolts. We're going to get into the calculator. One of my team members, Many, is on here. She will share the profit calculator via Google, or I will show you how it works. Okay. And we'll get you the profit calculator coming up very shortly, and then we'll dive into the next part. But just real quick, before we end this first little hour session here, I'd love to hear from you guys. What popped out from the first 55, 60 minutes here together? What was something that popped out for you guys? I'd love to hear from you. So open up your microphones. I'd love to get a quick share. We'll take a few minute break, and then we'll get right back at it. What popped out to this for you guys?
I'll just go ahead. Just that little section on doing the quick calculations with regards to lifetime value.
Yeah.
I think I was just blocking because it's a service as opposed to a tangible product.
Mm-hmm.
So that helped to clarify that for me a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And now you know that, like, investing, and this is going to sound a little crazy, Nancy, but investing $500 to acquire a client for you is reasonable. Like, if your client acquisition costs, which we're not covering in this particular workshop, which I do for my other clients, right? But if your client acquisition cost is $500, but their value to you is $1,800, I don't know about anybody else, but I would exchange $500 for $1,800 all day, wouldn't you? Right? So, like, the fact is that to know what your lifetime value is allows you to know what type of client acquisition cost you should be prepared to pay in time or money. Those are the 2 resources we have, right? We only have 2. You got time or you got money, one or the other. And just to be frank, you guys, money moves way faster than time. So it's something to consider as you're growing. Phil, go ahead.
Yeah, the 2 things, keeping front of mind
Bruins
clarity.
Hat?
What's that?
Are you wearing a Boston Bruins hat?
I am.
I'm going to have to kick Phil Conway off of this workshop.
I'm
Sorry,
on the
okay,
right
I'm
coast,
interrupting.
not
Go
the
ahead.
left coast. Keeping in front of your mind extremely clear
Yeah.
and the lifetime value, keeping those two things in front of me while making decisions about how to spend my time, my activities during the day.
Yeah. Love it. Good job, buddy. Yeah. Mark's got, or Lisa says, talking about too many things. Yes. See, this is the problem, Lisa, is smart people tend to be crappy marketers because they just talk about too many nuances. So if you're having trouble marketing, it just means you're really, really smart and you got to dull it down. Define the client's transformation. Yeah, that's a good one, Mark. Very, very crucial, right? Take that nut away and you got it. Clarity that I mentioned from Eason, define when you broke down the core offer breakdown. Yeah. Yeah, it has to be those things, right? It's got to be those things. It has to make you great money. It has to be systemizable, and it has to be the thing that you want to be known for, right? If Payal is out there and she's busy growing her business, what is the thing that she wants her business to be known for first and foremost, right? Good, good. Okay. So as I said, you guys, I'm going to take a quick little break here. I'm running out of water, so I'm going to need more of that. I'll be right back in just about 3 minutes as I go and check on my little kiddos on the other side here. My wife's working today, so the kiddos are on the other side. I'm going to check in on them. I'll be right back in 3 minutes, and then we'll break into profitability, which was one of the big questions that we had, making sure that everything was profitable. Is everybody good with that? Yeah? Okay, perfect. I shall be right back, you guys. I'll check on my kids, and I'll be right back. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're back at it. Thank you, Nancy. Okay, so we missed the part about the buckets of different promo types. So that's the only part we've really missed. I will make sure that I record a quick segment and put it in with this video about buckets for promo types. Thank you, Nancy. Well done. Well done. Okay, profitability. Once again, this is numbers. Those of you who don't like numbers, don't get scared. Okay, don't freak out. It's just numbers. And Pyle is drawing on my screen. um, let's clear those off.
Sorry about that. I didn't know how it.
No, that's all good. It's all good. It happens. Okay. So here's a dog grooming example. Okay, you guys. Selling price $120, right? Cost of $56.30, profit $63.70, $53 or 53.08% margin. Now, how did I get these numbers? Okay. Labor calculator, 2 hours of or labor worked, $22 work rate or hourly rate gives me a cost of $44. Is everybody with me on this? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Social cost percent, about 15% of their labor value. Crazy. To the tune of $6.60. Total labor cost of $50.60, which goes right here. Cost of supplies is about $1.50 for soap. Okay. $52.10 total. And then a processing fee. Right? PayPal, Stripe, whatever merchant services company you use, they're going to charge you a fee to make that processing, right, Ivy? You get a fee. Somebody buys with their debit card or their MasterCard, you get a fee. Okay, pardon me. So that's got to get factored in. Total final cost of goods sold here, $56.30. Boom. This is where our margin comes from. Has everybody got this? Clear? That's how this all lays itself out. Wouldn't this be valuable to do for your own business, right? See where things are at. See what does this cost to do, right? You put in different products here. Remember, you can copy this spreadsheet 100 times if you want to for different products and different ideas. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Let's start putting in some discounts. If I run a 20% off discount for grooming, watch what happens to my margin. Now, remember, you have to pay all of your other costs out of your profit margin. All of them. Okay? Everything. So what happens if I put in a 20% off or 25% off grooming discount? My margin just lost 30%. 30% of my profit gone. Just like that. Of my margin gone. Profit margin loss, 47.1%. Right? If this was a $100,000 business, okay, you just if it made $100,000 in profit, you just literally lost $47,000. by doing this promotion. Is that scary or what? Yeah. Okay. And the actual profit loss was $30. $30 taken out of your pocket just for this one transaction. If it was 10%, not so bad, but you're still losing 18.84% margin. Okay. Let's look at a Canucks jersey. There you go, Phil. Canucks jersey for you. The thing's 250. Now, the problem with the Canucks jersey is that there's just a supply and demand issue. There's way too many of them and nobody wants them. So that's the real issue that we're running into. But cost is $115, right? Once you factor in these things here. Now, because this is a product, you guys, and you're paying to have your store open for 8 hours a day or whatever it is, we can't put in an hours or labor portion because that's not relevant to the cost of the product being sold. It's just basically the cost of putting the product in the store. Okay. So once again, we have our processing fee here would be, let's say, 3%. Okay. So that gets factored in. Total cost of $120.50, 51% margin. If you come in and you put this jersey on at 25% off, right? You lost 49.02% of your margin. $62 off that one jersey. Now, what's crazy about this is let's use a product that's more akin to what Dorinka is selling, for example, right? Raw dog food. So I know that on a $250 sale price, the wholesale cost of this is probably much closer to about $175. That's the type of thin margins that the profit or that the food industry has. Right? Ivy's used to this, right? Tighter margins. Watch what happens when I put this product on 25% off. I lost every single penny. Zero profit. None. Gone.
So I am I'm a little obviously new to this, but then also I'm not even sure how do you actually decide on your hourly rate?
Well, these are all things that have to be calculated, Payal. Like as you're growing your business, right? These are all things that you want to start fleshing out and figuring out. And that's why, business consultants like me get hired is to help people flesh out some of these things. We're like, I don't know where to start with this, right? Right? Because we've been doing it for 20 odd years. So, but this is the scary part about just discounting, right? This is the scary part about these things. Even the buy two, get one free, for example, it's basically 33% off, right, guys? You're buying two and you're getting one for free, right? So there you go. If I did that with this type of product, I would actually be losing $82.50, right? Or I just losing profit, $20 loss, 132%. I'm going backwards. I might as well eat the food myself. Yeah, Nancy.
Excuse me. The cost of whatever is a product, is that factoring in the tax that you have to pay? Like
Which
you
tax? What do you mean?
Well, if you're buying something wholesale, I mean I don't know because I don't sell product.
So taxes
Do you
are
pay
all
any tax?
taxes are all a flow through cost, Nancy. So if I'm paying 5% GST to buy a wholesale product, right? It's
Yeah.
just coming off my GST bill at the end of the month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's tax is a flow through.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. But any questions, you guys, about the profitability stuff? Wild, right? A little bit wild. So, it's scary to think about how fast margin can get eroded, and then you're not in profit at all. You're just literally you're opening your doors for the sake of paying an employee, right? So when you're thinking about building out your promotion that you want, use the profit calculator to make sure that what you're doing makes sense both in the short term and in the long term. Okay, is that good, everybody? Was that valuable? Good to see? I'm gonna shift my view for a sec here so I can see everybody. Was that helpful, you guys, to see how that profit stuff laid itself out? Okay, cool.
Yes.
It's scary, right? Like any comments about that? No? Okay. Just it's one of those things where you're gonna have to get into the weeds with it yourselves, right? Like see how this whole thing unfolds for yourself, right? No, Lisa, it doesn't make a difference. I mean, profitability is profitability, right? The one thing too, for those of you that are doing service-based businesses, the one thing I would consider is as you grow your company, right? And I talked about systemizing. Your core offer should be something you can systemize. What would you pay somebody else to do that work instead of you? Right? Think about not being self-employed. Please. Please. If you want to build a business, build a business. Don't build a job.
Mhm.
Now, you might not be able to do that today, like right away, but if you think about that framework moving forward, it certainly helps you, right, construct a more profitable business today. Right? So if you're doing a specific service, so in Phil's case, if there was somebody else that was going to replace you, Phil, and do what you do, what would you pay them per hour to do the job? And you can calculate your profitability in your business based on that number and go, okay, my business is profitable if I'm paying somebody 45 bucks an hour to do this job, and therefore I'm fine. Right? Because, and I'm sure you've done this, you guys, you've made decisions, right, based not on hourly rates that you would pay somebody else, based on what you're willing to accept, haven't you? So do your best not to do that. Right? Don't build a job, build a business. We're all good with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now that you guys are going to get a profit calculator, all right, let me pop over to my notes here. We want to make sure that you are building a promotion that's going to be profitable and it's going to get the traction that you need. So here is one of my special little tools, all right? And this is what I'm going to give you right now is essentially one of my secret weapons to promoting anything, all right? And this particular little deep dive here, or this little layout, is exactly how I lay out all of my promotions. It's based on a specific psychological process, and it's very, very valuable to walk through. Okay, because by show of hands, who here would agree with me that building a promotion is great, but if you don't have anybody looking at it, if nobody's paying any attention to it, are you going to get anywhere with that promotion? No, right? So what I want to walk you guys through now is the 28-day profitable promotions schedule. Because at this point, you know what your core offer is, right? You have your core offer, correct, everybody? We have what the transformation is. Are you making somebody happier? Are you making somebody healthier? Are you making somebody wealthier, right? Then we've got the type of bucket you're going to pour that offer into. Is it a buy one, get one offer? Is it a discount? Is it a like a volume discount offer or multi-tiered? What is it you're going to do to push this promotion, right? So for example, you might be, we'll just jump into the dog industry again for a second. It might be something like, I want to do a giveaway $20 off coupons for dog grooming, right? Because I want my customers to feel happier, or I want them to feel wealthier in their pocket for the holiday season, right? And that's the reason I'm doing it. That's the transformation. I'm going to make them feel wealthier by getting their dog groomed for less money, and I'm going to give away 20 of these $20 off coupons. I know what my margins are. I know what my promotion concept is. I know what my core offer is. I know I can sell this over and over again. It doesn't cost me too much, right? All of this makes sense. By a show of thumbs up, does everybody get the example? Is that good? Okay, cool. So the key then becomes, how do I actually promote this properly? All right. So I'm going to walk you guys through my 28-day profitable promotions schedule. And then you'll be able to see how you can pour what it is that you want to do into this. All right. So let me jump over to that screen. Perfect. Okay. 28-day profitable promotion schedule. Now, don't take a bunch of notes on this, you guys. You can take concept notes, but I'm going to give you a copy of this schedule. Okay. You're going to get this. It's in the Google Drive that has all the different tools in it. So you will get this, I promise. All right. So this is more to go over the concept of what we're talking about. So I love Tony Robbins' quote: "If you fail to plan, then you simply plan to fail." Right? So the 28-day promotions calendar is your plan. It's the way we run things through. So this is the way you're going to create anticipation. This is the way you're going to deliver your promotion. And then this is the way you're going to do what I call after the yes marketing. So after people have engaged, after people have either bought or not, this is how to keep them interested and keep them going and maybe make them the next offer. So in here, right? Big believer in direction before speed, right? Direction before speed. Who here has ran headlong in a certain direction only to realize even just 2 hours later it was the wrong way to go, right? So you want to make sure that you've chosen the right direction, which is what we've done the whole time. This is what we've laid out in the first 90 minutes of this workshop, is all about direction, okay? This is a cash now, not cash someday focused selling process. It's easy to run. All right. You're going to have SMS, emails, and posts that we're going to talk about in this 28-day calendar. It is a repeatable process. All right. It helps if you have a team, get everybody on the same page. Biggest thing, though, is that it's also gives you peace of mind. This is a proven method, you guys, to promote what it is that you're doing. So you don't have to second guess yourself on what you should be doing next. Wouldn't that be great? You just follow the instructions, right? Pour what it is you're doing into this mold. Does that work? Okay. And then one of my favorite parts about this is it's very adaptable. You can swap out different promotional types, shift the different types of channels that you want to be getting the attention from. And also, you can take this from a 28-day to a 14-day. Just use the same concepts, right? 4 or 5 days at the beginning, 4 or 5 days of the promotion, 3 or 4 days of the after the promo, right? It's just a mold that you can flex outwards. You could do a 28, you could do a 56-day version of this. It's just a way to flex. It's a mold, okay? So week number 1, and I'm not going to go through each piece, you guys, because you're going to get this. What I want you to do is understand what the concepts are. So week number 1 is obeying what this great quote from Alex Hormozy. If you want to build an amazing hot dog business, you want to put your hot dog stand on the best corner in front of a starving crowd, right? I always tell the story about this pizza place on White Avenue in Edmonton. And for those of you who've been to Edmonton, it is cold there in January. It's like minus 30, okay? And there was this area called White Avenue, and that's where all the universities that's where all the bars were, so all the university kids would go there. And at 1:30 in the morning, this pizza place had a lineup down the block in minus 30-degree weather at 1:30 in the morning. Why? Because it wasn't because of their pizza. It was because they had a starving crowd. There was a whole bunch of university students that just poured out of these bars and these pubs, and they were wanting something to eat before they headed home, right? Starving crowd. So this first, first 7 days is all about priming your audience and building up that hunger and that anticipation. Okay. So this has emails, post ideas, and what you want your SMS to be about as well. So you're hitting people in multiple ways. All right. Week number 2, this is where your plan meets the cash register. Right? This is where you convert warm watchers and people that are watching into actually taking you up on your promotion. Week number 3 is, I love this quote from John Carlton. He says, stack the proof and shorten the fuse. In other words, illustrate the value of what you're offering and say, time is of the essence, right? This is happening fast. Week number 4, and for me, this is all about making sure that they understand what they've purchased. They understand what's coming next, and they have that hunger to keep going forward. And one of my favorite quotes of all time is from Maya Angelou. She says, they'll forget what you did, they will forget what you said, but they will never forget the way you made them feel. Right? So huge part of what the final week of this promotional schedule is all about. Right? And so I'm giving you here what I would write in the emails, what I would do and everything else, right? What I would do in the posting and what I would do for the SMS that goes out. Okay? all these different pieces are right in here, and they're waiting for you just to pour what it is that you're offering your promotion through into this particular setup. Now, as I said, I'm going to give you this document so you've got it to lay out your profitable promotion very effectively right through here. So any questions about this document real here? Okay. Okay, cool. Let me take a look at everybody. Cool. Okay. And so that is the mold that you're going to want to pour your profitable promotion through. So if I can, in the chat, you guys, let's sort of bring this into conclusion and sort of bring this into a close. You've been able to, at this stage, okay, lay out what your core offer is, right? Everybody with me on this? You got your core offer sort of sliced out and figured out. You essentially have the idea of the transformation that your core offer is going to give. We have the bucket of the promotion that we're going to pour it into. And then you now have at your disposal a 28-day calendar for how you want to get that done. Right? So is there any questions about that, you guys? So far, so good. Okay. And now here's the cool thing that I want to show you. Because real quick, does this seem like from you guys? How does this seem from you as far as like getting the job done, getting the actual work done? How does that feel? Something that you guys can tackle, something you can dive into? Yeah, Lisa's nodding, Phil's nodding, right? Al's getting a nod here. Yeah, so this is something you feel like you could sort of pour into and get rocking and rolling with. Would it be exciting to lay out this 28-day promotion and have it sitting there ready to rock and roll in the next 4 or 5 days? Like be able to actually lay this out and figure out how that would work. How would that, do you think that would change your business? Okay. Anybody have any comments about that at all, or want to share anything in the chat about what that would do for their business, you think? I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think that would do for your business? Everyone's so quiet. Lots to think about, I guess.
Yeah, I think this would be a great way to finish 2025 strong. You know, get the 28-day promotion going, and before New Year's, we started an engagement. 2026 just really skyrockets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, Phil. Thank you. Love it. Yeah. Anybody else? How would it feel to execute on this? Because you know, as I said, you know what your core offer is, right? You know how you want to bundle it up.
I was just gonna say it's good momentum going into the new year, even starting up for like Black Friday, going into the new year. So it between the profit calculator and the setup, it's good momentum and it's great planning.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Absolutely. Thanks, Ethan. Yeah, you bet.
Michael, I was just going to say that yeah, I think it's easy to get into this space like, oh, it's the holidays. People don't want to do transformational work, you know. And then, of course, sitting in here today, I'm going, oh my God, I could do this. No, wait a minute, I could do this instead. And it's like, no, it's like, yeah, you got to be promoting even for something starting at the beginning of the year.
That's right. Absolutely, Gigi. Very good point. Yeah. Yeah. The sooner you get to promoting the thing that you've got coming, the sooner people are going to start paying attention. Love it. Yeah. Anything else, you guys? Anything else that comes out from that? I mean, for some of you, this is a clarifying process, right? You got clarity on, okay, this is what my core offer has to be. Like Lisa discovered, right, in this process here that she's probably talking about too many things at the beginning part of any conversation, right? So trim it down, specify it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. So what else did we learn, you guys? What else did we come up with as we went through this process? Anything else pop out for you? Does it feel like it's something you could execute on quickly, having that 28-day calendar? I mean, I know I didn't go through everything ornately, right? But that you could execute on it pretty quick. Okay, cool. Now, one of the things I wanted to mention, everybody, is that just because you have a promotion, right? Just because Ivy's got things sort of organized and she's like, okay, I could do it this way. I could do the bundle, right? The bundle and save on certain things, right? Phil wants to do his free trial. The fact is you need attention. Okay? The sheer fact is that you guys as business owners in today's economy, the resource du jour, okay, the most lucrative resource is attention. It's no longer money. You know this, right? You know this. Attention is the thing that's going to get you the results that you're looking for. If nobody sees your promo, can anybody buy it? Right? Like Michelle, if nobody knows what you're doing, right? Both Michelles, right? If nobody knows what you're doing, the fact is they can't buy it. And so attention becomes the key, right? It becomes the absolute crux of the matter. And it is the most important resource that we can go get. And so if I may for a moment, I'm just going to, before I reveal this very, very, very cool thing that I finished building last night for you guys, what are the next steps for you, right? So is everybody cool if I just sort of detail in the next few minutes what those next steps should be for you and your business if you have this profitable promotion? Okay. So attention. You basically have 6 different ways that you are going to be getting attention for your business. You have social media, you have conventional advertising like radio and television, you have direct mail, you've got community/referrals or community groups, referrals, and audience sharing partnerships. Those are the 6. Okay. I'll make sure that there's a little document I'm going to send you guys that details what those things are. So don't worry about writing them all down super fast. Those are the 6. Okay. Social media, conventional advertising, direct mail, communities, referrals, partnerships. Those are the only ways you're going to get attention on what it is that you do. The most effective one and the one that you have the most control over with right now, today in this moment. Anybody want to know what it is? Anybody know what it is? I'm sure you probably know what it is. What is it? I've got some students and clients in here. What is it? What's the most effective one you can use today? Andrew's grinning away down there in the corner.
Fingers crossed, or social media.
Social media, you betcha. Even in the case of somebody in Mark's industry. Now, there's one core reason for this, you guys. Okay? And that is your personal brand. That's why. It is incredibly difficult and expensive to build your personal brand on conventional marketing means. Newspaper, television, incredibly expensive. Direct mail, who reads direct mail anymore? Are you throwing it away when it comes into your mailbox? Likely. Okay. You can do it in communities. Andrew's doing that, right? Eason's doing that. A lot of us are doing networking. But the thing we all have to admit, you guys, is networking is great for building relationships, but it takes a while, doesn't it? It takes time. You're investing a lot of time. Lisa's like, heck yeah, right? Referrals, excellent way of doing it. A lot of you guys are here because somebody referred you, right? But the fact is referrals also take clients to get the referrals. And then audience sharing and partnerships can be very effective, but now you have to nurture that relationship with another business, with another person that serves your community. Okay. So social media is the way to go. And ultimately, it is the most powerful tool to build your brand, right? I won't dive too deep into it, but Alex Hormozi just did a launch in August, $107 million in 72 hours. Michelle's laughing about that. $107 million in 72 hours. And he was selling this book. This one. This is it right here. Yeah, Lisa says she was there. Yeah. So the fact is that man sold that book to the tune of $107 million. How did he do it in 72 hours? You know how he did it? Personal brand. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Why did when what's his name, Ryan Reynolds buy Aviation Gin, did it go from being evaluated at about an $8 to $10 million valuation company to $250 million in a matter of 2 years? I mean, Ryan Reynolds has a great butt. Maybe that's why he's very funny. But the fact is like he has a personal brand. The guy's got a huge personal brand. When you build a personal brand, I call it a hero brand. You do 4 things. First off, okay, you wind up doing a highly visible brand. So H stands for highly visible. Okay. Number 2, you become the expert. You build an expert building brand. HE, hero, expert building. R means that your brand becomes recession proof. Who here trusts that the economy is in a great place right now? On either side of the border. It's a little tricky, right? Everybody with me on this? It can be a little tricky, it can be a little scary. Okay? You have a good personal brand, you have an effective brand for your business. Guess what? You're recession proof. Because people are going to come to you because they trust you already. You're already there. The people that have no brand, they vanish because they can't get clients anymore. Right? And finally, you get outstanding profits. Why? Because you can charge more. You have all done this before. You buy from a brand that you trust, and you will spend more doing it because you trust the person and the outcome that they're speaking about, don't you? We do this with cars. We do this with shoes. We do this with services. I go to a chiropractor at times that's way more expensive than other chiropractors. Why? Because I trust the dude. He's got a great brand, a great reputation with me. Okay? So social media and social media video especially is the way to build trust. And that's where our company comes in. That's what we're experts in. This is what we do. We build people's personal hero brands. We do it through social media. We do it with video. We do it with strategy. We do it with tactics. And we make it super easy for people. Yeah, Nancy.
Could you just let me know what R stands for again?
Recession resilient.
Thank you.
Or recession proof. Yeah. And the way we do it, you guys, is purely based on local. That's the thing we focus on, right? We focus on helping you build a social media following so that you go from being the best kept secret in your neighborhood to being the highly sought after authority on what it is that you do. Because it sucks. And I've had it happen to me. Somebody gets a puppy, right? And they're all excited about having their puppy, blah, 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 blah. I find out, 6 weeks later, right? They got their puppy. I'm in the pet business. They went to PetSmart for their puppy package rather than come to my store. I'm 3 doors down from these people. You know what I realized? My branding was shitty. It wasn't doing what I needed it to do. This was many years ago, but it's frustrating, you guys, right? Mark might have had this happen too. Somebody goes and builds a house. He's like, this is what I do, you guys. And they went to somebody else. What type of magnetism does your personal brand have? It's got to be powerful. And so here's the thing. Like, as I said at the beginning of the workshop, I'm not here to sell you anything today. That's not why I'm here. I've got nothing to sell you. In fact, I don't even have the doors open to my business. We are taking applications only. So if you'd like to find out more about how we do that, right, just mention in the comments in the chats here, and my assistant, Manny, will take down the names of anybody who wants to apply, right, to take a look at what we do and how we do it. The fact is, your business deserves to have a fantastic brand. You deserve to have a fantastic brand that stands out and is getting people's attention, right? And the way we do this is pennies on the dollar for the type of results that we wind up getting for people. So it's well worth it to take a look. So what if I am online mostly? Yeah, same thing, Lisa. Absolutely. Your personal brand is going to follow you everywhere. It's very valuable. This works for everything. Now, for what I want to show you guys real quick here is what this really cool thing that I built. Because the 28-day calendar, all the promotion stuff, right? Okay, perfect, Lisa, we got it. Manny will write that down. Thank you. The personal, all that stuff, you guys, the fact is it is a lot of work. There's a lot of work to build this promotional strategy out. It's not just super, I mean, we broke it down into some simple pieces, but it takes a lot of work. How about if I just already did it for you? How about if I trained a robot over the last little while and all you have to do is tell it what you want and it actually does it all for you? How would that be? Would that be good? Would that be pretty cool? Okay. So I need a guinea pig. Somebody raise a hand. I need a guinea pig. Okay. Lisa's got her hands up. Okay. Perfect. Lisa, we are going to go into a ChatGPT agent that I have personally trained with all of my systems to build you your entire profitable promotion right here in the moment. And anybody who wants to book in to find out if what we do would suit them, I'm going to give you the agent. It's taken me hours to train this thing on how to do what we do. If you want it, it's absolutely yours. Okay? So if you want to find out what it is that we do, I will hand you over this agent and you can take a look at it. And you can use it to your heart's content, totally free, gift from me to you for booking in a consultation call or not even application call. Okay, so here we go. We ready? Profitable promotions. Okay, Lisa, open up your microphone for me so I can hear you. We're going to test this out. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. Lisa Bruger, I'd like to build a profitable promotion. Okay, so what this thing is going to do is it is going to absolutely pour through all of what we've done today with you in person, step by step, taking you through the entire process. And it gives you even more detail than what we talked about today. Okay? It helps you clarify your offer. You help a client get a result without the thing that they hate and they fear. It's going to do all of this for you and help you clarify absolutely every single piece. How's that sound?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. So who's the client that you want to serve, Lisa?
Dog mamas.
Sorry?
Dog mamas. About 40 years old to about 60.
And what's your core offer?
It is the High Vibe Clean Bundle.
High Vibe, say it again.
Clean. High Vibe Clean Bundle.
Okay. And what's in it?
What's in it is an all-purpose, all non-toxic, plant-based. It is a household cleaner. It is a dish soap. It is a laundry soap. It is a two bottles of essential oils and a bottle, a glass bottle. Basically, everything they need to clean their entire house, every room in the house.
Okay.
Worry-free,
There.
no chemicals. Yeah.
Pets healthy. This is what type of transformation? This is a
It's a healthy transformation.
healthier for them and their pet transformation.
Simple.
Okay. Now here's what's cool. Tell it what we want it to do. Please. And here's what's really neat, you guys, is we can even get suggestions. Please give me promotional suggestions.
Yes. Let me see here. Do you need the brand name or anything like that, or no?
Nope.
Okay.
So it is going to use everything that we talked about today, plus more to lay out exactly what type of promotional concepts that you should use and exactly then how we do it. Okay,
So
clean
let me
core
ask you
message.
this.
We help
So
dog
let me-
mamas keep their homes sparkling clean and their pups healthy without harsh chemicals. High Vibe Clean Bundle. What's inside? Non-toxic cleaners, non-toxic dish soap, non-toxic laundry soap, essential oils for home and pet safe vibes. Big transformation. Go from is this safe for my dog to I know my home is clean and pet safe in 2 weeks without harsh chemical overwhelm. Okay. Promo idea. Bundle and save launch. This is what you were thinking about, right?
Yep.
So apply the launch fresh start for you and your dog, right? When they buy the High Vibe Clean bundle, they get, right, a bonus item, could be a limited time launch or founders pricing. You only
But they're
want to
going to
have
get a coaching
25,
call with it too.
yeah,
They're going to get a
25
coaching
bundles
call.
available. Okay, there's another idea. Here's another idea. Now, just for illustration purposes, let's just say pick promo 1.
Yes, that's the, yeah.
Okay, pick promo 1 and create the 28-day calendar.
Now, does this tool get to know you
You
as
bet.
the person? So it speaks in your voice
You bet.
and, okay.
With this tool, you can do in a matter of 15 minutes what'll take you 15 hours.
I already use ChatGPT. I already have it built in, but I don't have this.
Yeah, but this is a trained agent,
Yeah, that makes a big difference.
right?
When you know what you're doing, you can do that.
Mm-hmm. So week 1 tells you what the first email should be. Week 2 tells you what the second email should be. Week 1, third email, what the SMS should be, what your post should be about. What the Monday post, Tuesday post, Thursday post, Saturday post, week 2, everything. How's that, you guys? Pretty cool?
Yeah. Yeah.
How
I
much
want that.
time we think that's going to save you, Lisa?
Oh, a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want that. Can I get a copy of this, like this exact thing, like that you just did for me? Can I get a copy of that?
Yeah. I'll just copy and paste this into a document for you. Send it over. But
Fantastic.
the fact is, everybody, is that, look, this has done everything for her. And then I can go, okay, you can get even more ornate. So let's go up here. Where was the very first email? There we go.
So can it build in like okay, so I have freebie offers and I have landing pages and I have all of that kind of stuff, like to build lead capture and stuff into like my online stuff, so where it automatically goes to my,
You can basically send your details about your website. Yep.
okay, because I can do
Okay,
all that.
please write for me email number 1. Okay. Now, the more you tell it about your voice, the more you tell it about how you want to talk, the type of terminology you use, the better it's going to be at emulating you, of course. But the fact is it's now going to give us some subject line headlines, and it's going to write us an actual email about that specific promotion that we can now send out to preemptively prep our audience for this. There's their first email right there.
This is fabulous.
Hi, lovely dog mama. If you share your home with a furry soulmate, this will feel close to home. Think about your dog for a second, right? Walking barefoot on your floors, licking up the crumbs in the kitchen, sleeping on blankets from the wash, sticking their nose everywhere. Now, here's the quiet question that started all of this for me. If my dog is licking it, what exactly am I cleaning it with?
Brilliant.
So it's taken me months to train this client. And here's the other thing, you guys. I just want to quickly share with you. I'm not done training it. I'm going to keep training it. So it's going to keep getting updates as we go. All
Now,
right.
I'm trying to piece this together because this is brilliant. And then I also have one that I use specifically with like Instagram. So it gives that specific tweak into it. I can take the messages and put it in that one. So it gives it a Instagram speak. It's different than Facebook. It's different than TikTok.
Sure. Yeah. You can continue to morph this particular agent into however you want it to talk for you, Lisa, for sure. Yeah. So all of my existing clients that are in this room, this is yours. This is yours. Okay. It's very cool. You're going to get it. I'm giving it to you. Okay. There'll be a training in the content to cash members area specifically about this tool, and you can use it to your heart's content. It's very powerful. And the amount of time it saves you is astronomical. Okay. So Lisa, we got you down for checking out what it is that we're doing. So we'll make sure that we do that. And we'll sit down for to see if what we do fits what you do, and we will send you over a copy of this tool. And so doing, right? So you can have it on the house Enjoy
Thank
it.
you.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So as we wrap things up, you guys, I'm so happy that you were here. Did everybody get good value out of today? Was this pretty awesome for you? Yeah. So I know we've lost a few people here in the course of just wrapping things up after 11 o'clock, but would love to just get a couple of eureka moments from you guys, or does anybody have any questions? Was there something they discovered in today's workshop, or do you have any questions at all about what we were covering today?
Well,
Yeah, Nancy.
well, you all probably already know this, Michael, but I tend to be one of the last people to adopt new technology. So I mean, aside from everything brilliant today, but that last bit showing how GTP works, it's like, oh my God, I have to play around with this now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't get left behind. That's for sure. Anybody else? Anybody else have anything that really popped out, a cool eureka moment for you, or something they discovered in the course of today's workshop? Okay, cool.
Mike,
Yeah, Al.
yeah, I think just going back to like our earlier conversations about the importance of personal brand. And I think it was really good value today, just breaking that down into your HERO acronym. I think that's a fantastic one. Get that implemented into your brain for anybody that is here today, the value in understanding that. I think that's very powerful. I think ensuring that when you're going to get out there, especially the importance of this social media and video and getting out there, there's a lot of people are nervous about it. I've talked to people within my group and they're just, oh my gosh, even my wife, like, you start backing out of it. I've never done video. I don't want to do it. I couldn't do it. It's the way of the future in business. And I really think that when people understand the power of the social media branding, and like you said in your 4 steps, highly visible, you show that you are the expert, and it's not just showing, but you're providing the value of why you are that expert. And it being recession proof, that is 110, 120, 150% value to making through some of the tough times, right? And lastly, of course, is the outstanding profits you're going to gain from this. I think of all the things you put together, like it's a fantastic roadmap. I think anybody that's here as a visitor, I can't express how much value this is. I've been working with Mike for a while now, and but I really like this hero breakdown. This was really good, Mike. I think that was great value.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Much appreciated. Okay, you guys. Well, we are going to wrap up today's workshop then. It's been an absolute slice. I have appreciated every single moment of your guys' time. And I hope you got great value out of this today, as Alan was just talking about. And you can see a pathway forward. You can see how this all folds out for you. And for all of my existing clients, I will make sure that this tool gets forwarded over to you so you can play with it, because it is pretty awesome. And for anybody that's looking to find out more, let's just book in a chat, do an application for our business and see if what we do matches up with what you do, and see how we can help you move forward. As I said, we don't even have our doors open right now, so it's just an application to see if what we do actually works for you, and then we will go from there. Okay, thanks so much, everybody. Have a fantastic, fantastic rest of your Saturday. Lots of love from me to you guys. Ciao for now.
Thank you, Michael.